Good morning, everyone. Please stand and join us in singing Peace Like a River.
We can do that.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul.
Out in my soul.
I got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul.
Out in my soul.
Love like a mountain. I've got love like a mountain. Love like a mountain in my soul.
Out in my soul. I
Got
got
love like a mountain. I've got love like a mountain. Love like a mountain in my soul.
out in my soul.
Joy like a mountain. I've got joy like a mountain. I've got joy like a mountain in my soul.
Out in my soul. I got
Joy like a mountain. I've got joy like a mountain. Joy like a mountain in my soul.
out in my soul. I got
Peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. Peace like a river in my soul.
out in my soul. I got
Peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. Peace like a river in my soul.
out in my soul.
I've got peace like a river in my soul.
Please remain standing. Join us in singing Spirit of the Atman.
I am the spirit of the Atman, a free-flowing channel of the universal mind. I am pure love, light, and prana, and I will live forever, ever and ever. I am the spirit of the Atman, a free-flowing channel of the universal mind. I am pure love, light, and prana, and I will live forever, ever and ever. I am the spirit of the Atman, a free-flowing channel of the universal mind. I am pure love, light, and prana, and I will live forever, ever and ever. I am the spirit of the Atman, a free-flowing channel of the universal mind. I am pure love, light, and prana, and I will live forever, ever and ever. I am the spirit of the Atman, a free-flowing channel of the universal mind. I am pure love, light, and prana, and I will live forever, ever and ever. I am the spirit of the Atman, a free-flowing channel of the universal mind. I am pure love, light, and prana, and I will live forever, ever and ever. I am the spirit of the Atman, a free-flowing channel of the universal mind. I am pure love, light, and prana, and I will live forever, ever and ever, ever and ever, ever and ever.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. I'm Patty Riley, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to our service. Please join me in waving hello to our online friends. Your presence adds to our spiritual community, and we appreciate you. Before we begin our service, if you will, please take a moment to check your cell phones and make sure that they are completely off. Thank you very much. We are blessed to have as our musicians today, Heart Dream. CDs will be sold on the patio after the service. Let's open our service by focusing our intention through our opening affirmation. Please join me in prayerfully and powerfully speaking it together 3 times. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And once again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Let's continue by reading about the statement of our unity. God's love is within each of us, guiding us to dynamically express our wholeness, wisdom, and abundance. We acknowledge the universal wisdom in the Christ teachings and in all spiritual paths. I now choose to open to the presence of divine love and to be changed at depth. Throughout this sacred time, God is uplifting me, and through my heart, the world. Our heart minister, Greg Weller, will read from Unity's Daily Word.
The word for today is patience. Every day I have the chance to cultivate and strengthen any trait I choose. Today I elect to develop the quality of patience. Co-creating my life with God, I choose to be patient and grow in my understanding that all things happen in their own time. There is a time for every matter under heaven, affirming wholeness, abundance, peace, and wisdom. I await patiently for a demonstration to occur in the right place and time. In the silence of prayer, I draw patience from the Spirit of God within me. In my dealings with others, I exercise my Spirit-directed patience in every conversation and interaction. I approach life with the kindness and compassion that are a natural result of a patient heart and mind. Clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. Colossians 3, verse 12. And the affirmation for today is, choosing patience today, I am compassionate and kind. And let's repeat that. Choosing patience today, I am patient and kind. Thank you.
Hit me. There's only one presence and there's only one power in the universe. And in my life, it's God.
It's God.
The all-loving goodness of God. Come on, people, won't you help me sing it now? There's only one presence and there's only one power in the universe. And in my life, it's God. The all-loving goodness of God. Come on, people, won't you help me shout it out? There's only one presence and there's only one power in the universe. And in my life, it's God. The all-loving goodness of God. Come on, people, One time for the patio. There's only one presence and there's only one power in the universe. And in my life it's God, the all-loving goodness of God. Come on, people, wave your hands up in the air. There's only one presence and there's only one power in the universe. And in my life it's God, the all-loving goodness of God. Come on, people, sing it with me one more time. There's only one presence and there's only one power in the universe. And in my life it's God, the all-loving goodness of God.
Thank you. I'm going to highlight a few upcoming events, and the details of these and other wonderful activities are in your bulletin and on our website. Volunteers. And I do believe this includes about everyone in our community. Join us today at 2 o'clock for our new volunteer training. Whether or not you are currently volunteering, you are invited to come to this workshop on volunteering as a spiritual practice. Reverend Suzanne Leonard, who is one of our favorite people, is returning on Sunday the 16th to share her wisdom and her light with us.
All right.
She's bringing with us the powerful revelations from a book that is changing lives, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, that is available in our book center. Please join us for an enlightening service with this wonderful teacher of truth. October 23rd at 2 o'clock, Reverend Eileen Gore will facilitate an individual spiritual discernment process that peels away the layers of our conditioned thinking that blocks our ability to access innate wisdom. Discernment takes us beyond our own understanding, rationalization, past experience, and sensory perceptions. All that is required is trust and willingness. She will also be speaking at our 9:30 and 11:30 services. Please welcome Louise and David. They have something to share with us.
Ahoy there!
Hi, I'm your ship's purser, David DeLue.
And I'm your cruise director, Louise DeLue.
This is the last Sunday we're asking you all to say, Toodaloo!
Because our ship is sailing.
Yes, for everyone waiting for the last minute, it's finally here. The Unity Cruise the World dinner and auction is this Saturday evening at 6 o'clock.
Look for us at the dock at Center Concord on Clayton Road.
Join us for our set sail boarding party at 6 p.m. So what do we want to tell them, Louise?
See us on the patio to get your tickets today.
Louise, what if they still can't make up their minds?
See us on the patio to get your tickets today. There's going to be great food and dancing and fantastic auction items and a live show with our Mark Martinez.
So, Louise, what about the few who still think we've been pitching a 3-week cruise all this time?
See us on the patio for your tickets. You'll be home by midnight.
And lastly, Louise, what if they just can't come?
See us on the ticket for buying scholarship tickets for someone else. Also, sign up for play dates.
Okay, lastly, Louise, people have been asking, what is the dress code for this affair?
Your favorite cruise attire, anything from formal to bathing suits.
So bathing suits optional?
I don't quite think that would work, David.
Anything else? Anything else we want to tell them?
Today is the last day to buy your tickets, so see us on the patio.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
Thank you to the Deleuze. If you are here with us for the first time, we invite you to raise your hands so we can acknowledge you. We welcome you, and those of you who have joined us online into our spiritual community. We truly appreciate you being with us. Please keep your hand in the air. We've acknowledged you already. And the ushers are bringing you a gift of a shell lei. On that lei is an affirmation we share with each of you that says, just as God has a design for every shell of the sea, so God has a design for your life. We have a blessing, which you will see on the monitors. We love you, we bless you, and we behold the light of God shining through you. Thank you for joining us today. Please enjoy taking a moment to greet those of you who are here at Unity.
Good job. Thank you, girl. Thank you.
Okay, before you run away, I'll just... Good morning.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful for all that we have. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We are so grateful. We are so blessed. We are so grateful. We are so blessed.
So take that deep breath in through your heart. And breathe in that awareness of this divine love that enfolds you and blesses you. Breathing out and letting go. As we wiggle around, get comfortable, prepare for our time of prayer and meditation together. As you make that inner journey, let the music be part of that invitation to the very center of your heart.
I can hear you calling me home. I can feel you drawing me home. Here now in this quiet space, bathed within
Taking that deep breath. Feeling that vibration of the beautiful sacred Om. Mother, Father, God, as we journey to know you more deeply, we are so grateful. Grateful for your presence, your care, your love that surrounds us. Grateful for this light and love that you are that flows through us. I'm grateful to know that we are enfolded, as is each one dear to us, that whatever our concerns, we can place them in your care. We let ourselves feel that beautiful presence that is your love. Nurtured and cared for, blessed. As we follow that direction given by the Master, as he said, peace, be still. We journey into that stillness. Peace, be still. Enfolded in that love. Resting in your love. In the deep peace of your love. Peace. Be still. Mother, Father, God, infinite love, beloved presence. We're so grateful to know that you are this very life that fills our bodies, that you are this illumination that is wisdom and intelligence in heart and mind. And you are this love upon our hearts, which we choose now to send forth to heal and bless and uplift. And so we radiate it from our hearts for sending this love into our own bodies for our healing and wholeness. We send it to each one who is dear to us, blessing, uplifting, guiding each. We radiate this love, sending it across the spiritual community, becoming a part of that wisdom and light that flows through each one, blessing everyone in their world. We send this love across the communities in which we live, healing, blessing, guiding across our nation and across the nations of the world, that it might help to heal the fears of all peoples and bring forth their great wisdom and compassion. And we radiate this love, sending it to all who join us in prayer, whether in mosque or synagogue, temple or church, whether gathered at home or on the hillsides. For in seeking to know you, we are all one. And we send this love. We send it to the earth and to the creatures of the earth. And we send it to the heart of every single person. For you are that love in every heart. And in that love, we are one. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Please join me. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world.
I can hear you calling me home. I can feel you drawing me home. Here now in this quiet space, bathed within your golden grace, everything's in perfect place. Home. Here now in this quiet space, bathed within your golden grace, everything's in perfect place.
Lost in my bazaar, feeling blue riding in my car, and I pray which way to go. In the stillness, maybe I'll know.
Hands in the water, reaching up to see the shore. Hands in the water, that's why I'm here once more.
Trapped inside of my car, doesn't matter where we are. Then I pray that's how it goes. I am here in the light
crystal light of eternity. Hands in the water, lift me up to see the shore. Hands in the water, that's why I'm here once more.
Float in peace and white heart, fly in silver rains to a star. Then I pray everyone knows God is love. My heart overflows.
Hands in the water, lift me up to see the shore. Hands in the water, that's why I'm here once more. Hands in the water, lift me up to see the shore. Hands in the water, that's why I'm here once more. That's why I'm here once more. That's why I'm here once more.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, good morning. I'm remembering that commitment that we have here to tell the truth. And the truth is, as hard as it may be sometimes to admit to ourselves, you are that divine presence. It is one with you. And there's a good chance that that person next to you is too. And another part of that truth is once you see that, you recognize its amazing beauty. So why don't you just turn to the person next to you and say, God, you're beautiful. All right, feels good when we tell the truth, doesn't it? Oh, wonderful things happening. Catherine and I are running away from home. We're going to take an extended vacation. And that also means that we've got some wonderful things coming here. As you heard, next Sunday is Suzanne Leonard, such a good friend and one-time assistant minister here, and it'd be always great to have her wisdom and delightful energy. And then the Sunday after that is Eileen Gore, and Eileen Gore was one of our teachers here at SEE, and folks so loved her and got so much out of her. She's just a marvelous teacher, and she has a workshop we weren't able to do at that time, which is really a powerful way of attaining one's own guidance. And so I said, Eileen, I really want you to come back and share that with our folks. So they will be here to play with you, and of course, I know you'll be having a good time on Saturday with the Love Boat experience, and what a kick that is going to be. I was looking back over some of the things we've been touching over the last while. Much of it has been focused around these experiences that we have where we're going forward, there's challenge in our life, and we go along, and then we find we're getting a little stuck. It's not moving, it's not flowing, and how we connect to that divine presence and really make that deep connection that lets us bring forth that next level, what that's all about, which is always about bringing forth that greater goodness and wholeness into our life experience. Wonderful tools, and I kind of look at all that as learning how to use these spiritual laws that guide our life and what that does for us. But there's another part. Have you noticed that even when you're doing that, it really does help, but sometimes it's a little bit like life just gets spinning so fast. A little bit like instead of being in a gentle breeze, you kind of stepped in for a moment to a hurricane as everything keeps changing and getting so fast. Anybody else have that happen? Yeah, it's that, and it's important to me when I look at that, and I look at that turning world, that constant change that's taking place around us, and that constant creative, demand, if you will, for our response to life. And I remember, as much as it is important, these beautiful spiritual tools, it is also so important to touch the still place in that turning world. To take our attention from all that change and energy and creation and challenge and bring it to that still place that is at the very center of all that is turning around us. Now, the way that we do that is through the experience of meditation, that movement into the stillness. One of the oldest spiritual practices known to humankind, and in every religion, every form, there's some type and experience of meditation. And so when you look at them all and realizing, wow, within this community, how many different forms of meditation we probably use. How many of you are regular meditators? How many of you are irregular meditators? Yeah, I relate to that. Okay. That experience of getting to where we are simply moving from all the doing and in that pure state of being, just resting with nothing filling our awareness but that divine presence, simply resting in it. And how to get there is, there's so many different forms, but essentially they're at their core all the same thing. It's some way of taking this busy mind we've got, focusing it on something spiritual so that we raise its energy, and then engaging it so that at some point we're able to step into that place of stillness. Now, there's many different ways, there's mantras and mandalas from many of the Eastern traditions that are beautiful. There's prayers and affirmation. What we did today before we entered into that silence was Jesus' peace be still. One of the most beautiful ways of centering, and often here in our prayer time we use from the Psalms, be still and know that I am God, both of which are instructions on that entering into that stillness. So if you think how it goes, you take that time somehow, somewhere, and let yourself get comfortable, relax a little, begin to bring that focus in, be still and know that I am God, focusing our attention and our thought, be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. That's kind of a strange thing, that I am God. Even crazy people say that they're God. And I forgot to turn off my computer. Oh, and I never got that email out. And I know she was expecting that. And I'm not even sure I shut off the stove. Oh, I'm meditating. That's right. Be still. Anybody else's meditation go like that? Okay, yeah. And and we work at it and do it as we can to get beyond that, and that mind keeps doing its thing. Knowing that for many of you this is a part of your spiritual life, I wanted to touch in on just some of the one or two of the things that have been helpful to me over these last years of my meditation. Meditation changes and grows. We learn one way, and then we find ourselves doing it a little different, and then a little different, and it changes. It unfolds for us. And sometimes it just... Have you ever noticed how when you get busy, it's one of the first things that gets dropped? And how the busier you get, the more you know you should be meditating twice as much? It's just one of those things. It's the way life goes, and that's okay. But I've noticed that in these ways, whether we're using a beautiful affirmation or a mantra, whatever it is, and trying to quiet the mind, that there's really a particular journey I think we make. Now, if you know how the mind focuses on the most specific thing we can get. That's why, usually we're closing our eyes, because right away it's going to go to, whether you like the color of this or that, it's going to do its thing. So you bring it in, and then this level of thought that we pass through, where we focus our attention, and we use, and the thought then, we want to place it on that spiritual thought that begins to attune us. So we look at that, again, the be still and know that I am God, that beautiful statement of spiritual focus. But there is another level that we pass through on the way to that place of stillness, on the way to that center. And I believe that the very closest to that stillness are the feelings of love themselves. That as we draw closer, what happens is we enter into what we've often called here the core heart feelings. Love, care, compassion, peace, serenity. And so I found it's helpful, after I've focused for a moment on that thought, to begin to focus on those feelings. To focus on just the feeling of love, just letting oneself feel that. Feel that beautiful serenity or peace from within your heart. Now, I had an experience. It wasn't an intentional meditation. It ended up being a meditation that reminded me of what I'm doing in there. And this was, I'm simply watching a sunset. And first the beautiful colors in the sky, and then began to grow quieter and quieter, and the dark of the night, that kind of real deep, quiet, enfolding presence just got more and more. And in the end, I was watching the trees, and the hillsides were in silhouette. And it got darker and darker behind them, and I could still just see those silhouettes. I realized I never noticed when there was no silhouette, when they were gone. Because in that attention and expectancy, I had just entered into the very quietness of itself. So I was in that place of just such appreciation, just that heart-filled feeling, and that focus on that gentle change. And it was still. And in the outer, it was dark. But in the center, it was full. And so in my own journey inward now, I find that after that, the affirmations, the things to focus my thought, I find that simple focus on that feeling of love, a feeling of care, of serenity, of appreciation. Simply hold that. And simply watch it. Watch it with with the feelings as it quiets. And then it is just still. Sometimes. And then sometimes the head comes back in and does its thing and start all over. That's just the way it is. As important as it is that entering into that stillness, I've also found it very, very important coming out of it. Because very often what I find is, okay, I'm meditating and, okay, time's over. And immediately when time is over, there's a list there of things I need to get up and do. And my mind, being such as it is, tends to go right to that. And what would happen is, okay, I'm coming out of meditation, and I go and I've had this beautiful, peaceful experience, and I go back in my world and it doesn't feel the same way. There's lots of demands and tension and energy and that sort of thing. And that very often when I do that, I'd end up feeling resentful of it. I find myself irritated and uncomfortable because what I was experiencing was so contrary to that place that I had been. And it was irritating. It's as though it was taking it away from me. And so I began to come out differently. To come out, the way I think of it is coming out through the heart. And in that coming out, instead of suddenly stepping into the world, I'd take that love, that divine presence, that which felt so close to that very center where I'd been resting, and I'd send it out before me. So that before I ever stepped physically in the world, I'd already stepped out in intention and in connection. I'd sent it in one of the ways that I find most helpful for that is the affirmation, divine love goes before me, making easy, joyous, and successful my way. Divine love goes before me, making easy, joyous, and successful my way. Let's do it all together. Divine love goes before me, making easy, joyous, and successful my way. So by the time I stepped up and began to engage those tasks, I already had decided what that was I was going to meet out there. And if it didn't look like that, it was a little easier for me to pierce the way it was appearing and see what it really was. Because we know what it is. God is good. All the time. God is good. All the time. And all the time. God is good. So that's all we're doing. We're meeting that good. We're meeting that love. And if we start with that intention, bringing that beautiful presence and sending it out before us, then how much easier it is to recognize that goodness. So I invite you, however that fits in your life, and for me, I have to go back and realize, I've been slipping on my meditation. I need to recommit and get back into it. It's really, really such a foundation to all that we do, to who we really are, to take that time and enter in and dwell in that stillness and be exceptionally forgiving when you remember the email that you forgot to send. Bless you.
Thank you so much, Reverend David. If you would like prayer support for challenges or celebrations, please ask our heart ministers. They'll be available after the service here in the sanctuary and on the patio. Our heart ministers are wearing the lavender stoles. You are also invited to place a prayer request in our prayer box, by the front door, or in the book center, or by selecting the prayer request button on our website. We will be praying with you throughout the week. It's time for our prosperity celebration. For Love in Action, or credit card donations, there are envelopes provided in the back of each chair. I invite you to take your tithe or offering in your hand and be aware that God is your source of all good. Repeat our affirmation with me. Together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Let's ring up the bells of freedom. Our hearts beat the rhythm of joy. We'll live through this world of illusion. Our love is too strong to destroy.
Let's take the Lord through the mirror.
And stand upon a different land, where all the unanswered questions can be found in the palm of your hand. Let's ring out the bells of freedom. Our hearts beat the rhythm of joy. We'll live through this world of illusion. Our love is too strong to destroy. And rivers in the valley flows, and the rainbow never ends for those waiting on silver shores. Soar like the eagle, dance in the wind. We'll find our peace where truth begins. Let's ring out the bells of freedom. Our hearts beat the rhythm of joy. We'll live through this world of illusion. Our love is too strong to destroy. Where the stories I never heard are filling my heart with gold from the sweet song of the bird.
We'll soar like the eagle, dance in the wind.
We'll find our peace where truth begins. Let's ring out the bells of freedom. Our hearts beat the rhythm of joy. We'll live through this world of illusion. Our love is too strong to destroy. Let's ring out the bells of freedom. Our hearts beat the rhythm of joy. We'll live through this world of illusion. Our love is too strong to destroy. Let's ring out the bells of freedom.
So let's bless our children together. Children, you are loved, special, and important. God loves you, and so do we. Oh, and wow, are they cute, too. That's it. We receive these gifts, knowing the true gift is that commitment on each of our hearts to touch this world in a way that brings forth its wholeness, its beauty, and its peace. In the Christ joy. Amen. So let's stand and take hands and share together our prayer of protection. Go. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our peace song. You are the love and the light and the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.
Let's ring out the bells of freedom. Our hearts beat the rhythm of joy. We'll live through this world of illusion. Our love is